my back. I could load up and attack on anybody. Grab the gat, grab the mask. I think my aura going black and I don't plan on turning back. What's the point of doing that when you got people that's around?
Welcome back to another episode of JK Philly. I'm here with Sean. Tell me your best parts of the series so far.
First off, this is by far, I'd say it's probably the top three best series that the Phillies have had all year. Super consistent, except for, I shouldn't say no production from the top three. Schwarber had a home run in the series. Harper produced, finally broke out of a slump. Trey Turner produced in the first game as well. I'd say the bullpen, second of all. The bullpen was amazing. I think since August 1st, they have like a .57 whip and only have allowed like under 2 runs per game. And I'd probably say third, probably Brandon Marsh. Brandon Marsh, I was talking crazy about him earlier. And now I'm like, I want to see him in the lineup every day until he proves otherwise. I don't know what his splits are against left-handed pitching, but he's been on fire. Him, JT, Kepler starting to produce. Even Weston Wilson got a hit to give us, I think, tie the game or give us the lead. And yeah, no, this season I was super impressed of. We didn't choke. We looked like a playoff team, actually, and it looked like a playoff series.
Yeah, it was nice because, like you said, the big guns had their moments this series, but it's not like some series where Schwarber, Harper, Turner are carrying us through the games. You needed other people to step up. Brandon Marsh, 4 for 5, game 1. I got nothing but praise for Brandon Marsh. Early in the season, I was a big Rojas over Marsh in center field guy because neither of them could hit, but Rojas is the better defensive center fielder. But Marsh is fine out there. If he's going to keep hitting like this, throw him out there every game. I don't care. Any reason to see less of Max Kepler. Play him in left, you play him in. He's so hot, his bat needs to be in the lineup right now. Bullpen's been great. They just came off a series against the Orioles where the bullpen did not give up a single run. Even in the games we lost, that was all starting pitcher earned runs. And it's nice to see it this series as well, so you know it's not just a one-off bloop. It was like, oh, they were good in the Orioles series and then came in here and gave up 15 runs in 2 games. So maybe everybody else is calming down because they know they don't have to worry about that closing. Everybody knows in the 9th inning now. So do your 7th inning roll, do your 8th inning roll, whatever it is. But they've looked great. How you feel about Kyle Schwarber's MVP odds?
I think Kyle Schwarber does have a good chance to get MVP. Will he? I don't know. I could see the narrative around the DH getting the MVP. Like, all right, one-off Shohei, it's because it's him. I don't know if they'll do that again. PCA is still also up there. And then if he gets high, I think Kyle Tucker might also sneak up in there as well. But when you've got your teammate also on MVP votes, I know for baseball, they don't usually care about that, but I'd still give it to Shohei right now. If Shohei gets hurt, though, Kyle Schwarber will probably be the betting favorite. Will they give it to him, though? We'll see. Although I don't know if the MLB wants to give Pete Crew Armstrong an MVP, though.
No. As far as I'm concerned, it'd be a 2-horse race. With, like you said, I would probably give the slight edge to Ohtani. And I say that now because I clocked a stat earlier. He has 110 runs scored this season. The guy in the league has 80. It's the first time the guy in first place has had a 30 run score difference between the dude in second since like 1932 or something like that. So
that is insane.
Teammates that he has, he's got great teammates that hit him in constantly, but 30 more runs scored than the next closest guy is insane. And I worry with Schwarber that batting average has been creeping down low. And I know we're in an era where like batting average doesn't mean anything. I still don't see a lot of MVPs with 255 batting averages. They don't.
Right.
Like, better hit 65 home runs if you want that MVP with that batting average. How about the upcoming series against the Reds? The Reds have been kind of a mixed bag this year. They're kind of banged up pitching-wise right now. Not having Hunter Green for a while is really killing them. But how you like us going into that Reds series?
I know Chase Burns, I don't think he's going to pitch during the series, but he just had a 10 strikeout game like Friday. He's been good. Yeah, Hunter Green's been out. I think Andrew Abbott's still doing his thing. Nick Lodolo just went on the IL, so I don't know who they're going to have pitching against us. So the Reds this year have had probably, I'd say their pitching has been just as good as the Phillies and any other team in baseball this year. So hopefully we can get at whoever they put out there. I'm not saying we should sweep the series, but we should definitely win. We're hot right now. We're one of the, I shouldn't say the hotter teams because the Brewers are absolutely on fire right now. Yeah, it's going to be a pitching matchup. but it does help us that 3 of the Reds starting 5 is going to be out for I think the next month or so. I don't know when Hunter Green's coming back. He did a rehab assignment, I think the other day. He pitched pretty well, but we'll see how he goes the next week or so.
Yeah, that Reds starting rotation has been very good this year. You don't usually get that from Reds teams, but just they've been so bad for so long. It felt like for so long we were just watching friends because they weren't bringing up anybody. Before Ellie, it was like all their prospects. You watch Jonathan India win Rookie of the Year and then kind of fizzle out. So it took a while.
Crazy.
But with how good their starting pitching is, I feel like I don't think they can really make any noise this year. But off season, man, I'd be out there aggressively looking for some bats to add to that lineup because the reason they lose is because they go in these streaks where, like, what do you mean you lost 3 straight games 1-0? Like that's just we complain about our offense all the time. We ain't out here losing 3 straight games 1-0.
Yeah, no. I just looked up the starting line projected lineup. So on Monday tomorrow, Andrew Abbott versus Taijuan Walker. And then on Tuesday, we've got Suarez versus Brady Singer. And then on Wednesday, actually, Hunter Green is lined up to pitch against Christopher Sanchez. So it will be Hunter Green's first start. I don't think he started since, I want to say June when he went on the IL at first. So we'll see how he goes. He probably won't go deep into the game. And we're on the road, so we'll see if Sanchez, he's been good on the road so far this year. He hasn't really imploded. But I feel like that's been our pitching this year as well. It's like it's shaky in the beginning, like Wheeler today, and then steady coasting on.
Yeah, the starting pitching I'm trying to take it easy because it feels like they're not pitching that well, but it's just because they were pitching so well early in the year. Keep that up is just unrealistic. You can't expect a team to have guys going 7 innings, 1 earned or no earned every time out. But, hey, man, their ace versus our ace. Christopher Sanchez has been the best pitcher on this team this year, man. I'm not going to knock him. I was talking about him last night. It's incredible that a guy who's been in the big leagues almost a decade just woke up one day and was like, you know what? I'm going to stop walking people. He has been, the last 2 seasons, he has been amazing. He was a guy we would call up. He'd spot start. We'd send him straight down. He was called up, I believe, something crazy like 17 or 18 times by the Phillies between the 2 minor league systems. It was crazy. So it's nice. It's nice. Got to give some credit to the farm system where it's due. They developed him into the pitcher he is today. He was not that when we traded for him when he was younger. And I think that's really all in the Red Series. Last thing I wanted to touch on before we were done on here, let's talk about them New York Mets, man. What is going on?
I can't say I've been watching too much of the Mets games, but I do know today was probably, I shouldn't say the bottom of their season yet, because I believe earlier, about a month ago, when they lost like 14 of 15 or something along those lines, they had a players-only meeting. But today, blowing a 5-run lead and getting walked off in the bottom of the 9th is, love to see it. Love to see it.
Yeah, from our standpoint, you love to see it. From a Mets standpoint, I'd be ready to jump off a bridge. They could not have lost all of these games in more epic fashion than they did. Like you said today, up 5-0. You blow the lead in the bottom of the 8th, and then you lose the game in the bottom of the 9th. Losing the game on a walk-off thrown out at home, like they is just it can't be any worse for the Mets right now, and I couldn't be any happier to see it happening to them. 18-31 in their last however many games. It has been rough down there. And that was the point I was making earlier when we were talking about it. Phillies fans all year were talking about, like, don't get me wrong, this roster has its problems, and we addressed a few at the trade deadline, but they would always compare us to the Mets. Like, the Mets had this golden roster of players, and, like, there was no flaws on this team. And I was like, And it looked early in the season like, damn, maybe they're right. But this looks more like the team they are on paper.
Right. Like, thinking about last year, how they did get hot. And I want to say also, I hated when they said this is a Cinderella run. They have a top 4 payroll in the whole league. This is not Cinderella. This is a team finally showing up. Starting pitching, yeah, they started off like incredibly hot this year. I was actually worried. Looked like they were going to run away with the division, but they've cooled off. Not only cooled off, they're in the mud right now. It's actually ridiculous. Francisco Lindor at one point was on an 0-for-33 streak, so I know there's valleys and peaks of the season, but the Mets at this point with the rest of the NL, how they look, I don't know. I don't see them. I'd be shocked if they didn't get in the wild card, but playing like this, they're not going to beat like I don't know if the Diamondbacks I don't know if the Diamondbacks are in the running for NL wild card, but yeah, like the Giants, the Padres, and the Cubs. Yeah, it looks like the Cubs aren't going to catch the Brewers at this point, so they're going to be fighting hard for a wild card spot.
Yeah, I really need the Phillies to win the division because it is fighting for that wild card this year is going to be a bloodbath. It seems like besides the Brewers who have created some space the last few weeks, it feels like the league is really, really close. Everybody's records, like the top teams, are all kind of around the same. I'd like to win that division and not even have to worry about that. It's nice watching them Mets struggle. Man, them analytics were right on Mark Vientos. All them numbers said, they were like, "Yo, this is not sustainable the way he approaches at the plate." And they were right. He has not been the guy that was killing the Phillies in the postseason last year.
Yeah, I don't know what made people think that Mark Vientos was going to be. Was he third base or outfield? I can't remember what he. Yeah, like he had a great series, but like I remember that ridiculous pitch he hit. What was it? Game 2 on was it Nola who pitched in our Game 2 last year? But he hit a home run to left center, like high out the zone. I'm like, wow, that was a ridiculous pitch to hit out. So I could see like the qualities and some of like, the ice in his vein moments. But I was like, come on now, guys, let relax on Mark Vientos. If he does it again, I didn't think he would do it again though this year. So
yep, and our new closer acquisition out there shutting the door every game. The one that out there giving up home runs today, man. It's really pouring on them Mets right now. So I'll leave it off at that. But is there anything else you'd like to add about the Phillies before we let them go?
Yes, actually, just a little more on Brandon Marsh. So Brandon Marsh since May 1st in 73 games, slash line 314, 371, 486 for an 856 OPS, 6 home runs, 22 RBIs at a respectable 138 WRC plus. He is producing at a very great clip right now. Like 856 OPS is already higher than I would already expect from him, but this production right here, only striking out 23% of the time. I say only, but versus 32% of the time last year, and he's walking about 8.5%. I hope he keeps this up for the playoffs. And that we don't have to platoon. If we still do it, get some production out of him and Bader, that's fine. But I think now they've been doing. I liked it on Friday. It was either Friday or Saturday. We had Kepler in right, Bader in center, and Marsh in left. Gave Casty a rare day off, but also I don't know. I don't think Casty's kind of cooled off a little bit. He's kind of been struggling.
Yeah, Casty's not a bad player by any means, but he's not a bat that when you don't see it in the lineup, you go, "Oh my God, what is the coach thinking?" He can get
right.
Wow. Hey, maybe what some people are saying is true, man. Maybe Harrison Bader lit a fire under some of them outfielders' asses, and they were like, "Hey, if this guy comes in killing it, I don't want it to be my job he's taking."
Mm-hmm.
You know, Marsh is like, "Let him take Kepler's job." Kepler's like, "Nah, I'm gonna hit a couple doubles now." It's a good problem to have, man. But yeah, that's all I got today. You got anything else?
Nope, I ain't got nothing. Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah,
go Phils and go Birds.
Thank you guys for joining us today, and we will see you on the next episode.
Peace.
Thank you guys for watching another episode of JK Philly. Make sure you stay tuned by subscribing to the channel.